I'm back again. I'm actually gonna do another run, Klingons against Federation, but this time I'm gonna use the new rule that I discussed in my video before about the defensive screens and the shields and reconfiguring all that. So the only thing that's changed on this side through all the games I played is that configuration. Okay, so you got Captain Karel with his Vorcha class ship here, the Mata, the named ship, the ship that's just been undefeated all the games. The thing will not die. So he's got his shield configuration. He's got one frontal node and then two side nodes for his shields. And then this guy, Captain Koloth, I was thinking of switching these guys, but I'm leaving them the same. And then he's got his front shield and his rear shield. And yeah, and then over here we have the changing of the guard. They're two unnamed captains. I do believe, because I'm a original Star Trek series original nerd. I think this guy's name is Ron Tracy. I could be wrong. I can't for life of me remember the name of the ship the episode he was on. But yeah, I guess if I was a real nerd I would remember. But this guy, I do not remember his name. I'm still watching the Next Generation Federation or Next Generation series, and I just remember him from RoboCop. He's the bad guy that gets shot in the end of RoboCop. So if these guys win, I will do some more research on both of them. This one will be easier to do research because I know right where to go with the episodes. But this one I'll have to look up his actor's name and then find out what episode he's in and find out his name. Alright, and then we got photon torpedoes on the D-class Galaxy, Enterprise, the Galaxy class. And then we have Montgomery Scott, which the points all added up. I checked it. You got 28 points for the named USS Enterprise Galaxy class. And then he's 0, so you got 28 and then 5. That's going to be your 33 points. And that leaves, yeah, it's 33 points. And then that leaves you another 7 points. So, did I do that right? Yeah, 22 and 5 is 27. I think I did that right. Yeah, I calculated it out, but I don't know why I'm brain farting right now. Because that's 27. And that would be 3 points above. So, yeah. Is that right? Yeah, 27. And then, yeah, that'd be 3. And then he's only 2 away. I think I did that right. I'm really brain farting right now. I don't know why. It worked on the calculator, though. If I'm wrong, you guys can slap me around. But my brain isn't working right now for some reason. Too many projects going on, I guess. Alright, so I'm hoping that with Montgomery Scott on the crew, with this guy, with Captain Tracy, and they're gonna do the new shield configuration. It could be a quick battle. It could be real interesting, and we'll see. And I'll cut this down so that there's no boring movements, and then we'll see if it gets exciting. It might be boring right from the get. I don't know. We'll find out. So, all right. See you then. Go battle stations. Okay. These guys moved. He did 2 5s right up in his grill. He did a 4 and a 1, and then he cloaked during that time, and then he got his target lock on the Enterprise. He did evade. He did I think he did a 4 and then a soft 3, and then he did a scan token. He did like a 4 and then a soft 2, I think. Yeah, or not soft, just a normal 2. And then he got his target lock. So he's gonna fire next. Then, because these guys are so low in skill, he's gonna fire next for the first time. Usually he's like last to go. But no, this time he's gonna join his buddy here and go crazy firing. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting, to say the least. All right. Here we go. It was a pretty interesting round. This guy fired first. Actually fired at his side which he didn't have a shield on his side, so he said when it hits the shield bubble, the one hit is absorbed, but it damages one of the shields, so I damaged that shield closest to the hit. And then the other one got into his hull, so he only hit him twice, but it got into his hull, so he has one hull damage. This guy, he was cloaked, but he had a lock on. I can't remember the guy's name, the Robocop bad guy. I'll just keep calling him the Enterprise Galaxy class here. He hit him pretty good, but he hit him right in the front. He hit him with, I think it was a crit and 2 hits maybe, or 1 hit and a crit, I can't remember. But one got through the hull. So he hit the bubble, that one went away. Then he hit the shield, disabled the shield, and then got through the screen, and then that's what it was. I think it was 2 hits and a crit. So yeah, the one hit bounced off the shield, or got absorbed by the shield, the bubble. And then the other hit disabled the shield, and then the crit took out the defensive screen and actually got a hull. So it wasn't a critical hit on the hull, but it still got through that frontal shield. It still takes a lot of hits. I mean, it was a pretty hard hit, but he took it and he got one hull hit. So that was pretty devastating to get 2 hull hits on these guys. Over here, he fired, completely sucked. He did 4 attack dice, only got 1 hit, and of course he had 5 evade dice, so he rolled that and didn't even hurt him. So he just re-enabled his shields, and now he's not cloaked anymore. That's what happened there. And then right here, he fired, had a scan token here, and that actually made it so he couldn't roll any evasive dice. But he does have Captain Koloff, which forced him to re-roll. And it's funny because he re-rolled the same crit, and it was still a crit. So the crit got through, but not enough to damage his hull, but it took out his shield. So again, it went in the front here, and went through the bubble, that one went away, and then the critical, or excuse me, yeah, yep, took that one away. The critical one disabled the shield, and took the defensive screen down. So it counts as 2 hits, so they're both good. Their hull is fine. These guys have 1 each hull. So, but oddly enough, they, still have. Well, he actually he lost a shield and a hull, so he's in worse shape right now. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. But anyways, if this question came up in my mind, and I don't know if you guys have been asking this question, have been watching. How do I figure out, where the shields are and all that? What I've been doing is to actually figure out if you're hitting in the corner or on the sides. I've actually just been measuring in the middle. No matter where their range is, I'll always measure from end to end wherever their range is to see if they're in 3 or 2. But to actually see where they're striking, I measure directly in the middle, and if it doesn't cross into that section of that corner, then it's the side. Obviously the corner is harder to hit, but I mean, I probably should have configured it a little different on this guy, but hey, what are you going to do, I'll learn that for next time, like, hey, put my shield on the side and the front because it's harder to hit the corner. So I'll remember that next time. But anyways, pretty cool so far. It's working, so we'll see what happens. See what the outcome is. Thanks. Moved. Tracy moved first. He did like a soft 3, I think. He did a soft 3. And for his action, he reconfigured his shields. And he repowered this side, basically. So repowering your shields, like swapping shields around to your defensive screens, sorry, is not an action, but reconfiguring is. So he took his action to reconfigure his setup because he was worried. He's worried about that side. This guy he shot the gap. He did a soft 3 right in between these guys. I thought he was going to hit, but he didn't, luckily. And then his action was to lock on to the Klingon ship, which he figured he was going to cloak, which he started to. So he's got a lock on him, but he is cloaked, so he does get the defensive things from it, and he's got his deflectors up, or defensive screens up. So this should be interesting because, yeah, he only went 1 forward because I think he didn't want to run into him or whatever. I was thinking, I don't know. I just chose him. And yeah, so alright, so that's it, and then here comes the next round. He he's not going to be able to fire at anybody, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Now that I see this. Oh, nope, he can totally fire at this guy. I didn't even think of that. But this guy's going to fire first. He cannot hit him. I did that check already. He cannot hit. But he can fire at this guy right here. But he couldn't arm his torpedoes again because he did a stress maneuver. So keep that in mind. There's both of these guys are disabled with their torpedoes still. And he's within range 2. Yeah. And he's going to be firing at his left side. Oh, wait. Let me see. It's close. Let's see. No, we'll call that corner. Left corner. If you go right in the middle, it's like right there on the corner. So that's bad news for the Enterprise, actually. See how that works? He was thinking about this guy, but I didn't even think about this guy. So this, I'm sure he didn't think about him. So this is going to be a kind of an interesting little fray here. All right, we'll see what happens. That eventful happened. He could have fired at the Enterprise D, but he decided to fire here. He moved one forward, and he got rid of his stress token. So he rearmed his torpedoes, but he doesn't have a target lock. So his action was to rearm. Okay. Ron Tracy. Well, he did it. Sorry, he did. Well, look, I'm going backwards here. I'm talking about the movement and the attack, but it doesn't matter. So Enterprise moved, did a hard 3, has a stress token. He didn't do any actions, but he did readjust his shields, which I told you that doesn't count as an action. So he just powered his aft and right shields. So his configuration is the same. And then Ron Tracy did the same thing. Except Ron Tracy, yeah, he just powered his back shield back here. And then he just had a evasive token, but this guy missed with his shitty 3 primary. He missed. So, well, he got one hit instead of taking a hit, because I think he would have got hit in the corner. So I mapped it out here. Yeah, he definitely would have got hit in the corner, and his corner is exposed. The bubble would have absorbed it, but he would have got another shield damage. So instead of doing that, I used the evasive token that he already had placed. And so no hits there, no damage, no hits, no nothing. So that was good. That was good for Ron Tracy. He couldn't reach anybody. I thought maybe he could reach this guy, but even if he was a little closer, this guy might be in the way. But it didn't matter. He couldn't reach him anyway. So he's still cloaked, but he's under stress because he did a 3 come about. So it wasn't really that eventful. Nobody really lost any shields. He couldn't rearm his torpedoes, unfortunately, because he did the stress. Yeah, like I said, the only thing he did was repower his shields differently. Like I said, it doesn't count as an action. You're basically just moving your shield energy, basically, so it'll be able to take a better hit on that side. That's all. Which is totally free, it should be, because it's just pushing a button. You know, my shields are over here now. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, next round should be fun too. Here we go. Not cloaked anymore. All right, cool. So not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. The position that these Enterprises are in is really not ideal. These Klingons are right on their ass. Ron Tracy held up his own, evaded this guy's pathetic shit, even though he fired his photon torpedoes. He didn't hit him at all. Didn't damage at all. He evaded everything, even though he re-rolled his or no, even with a critical, it didn't matter. His 2 evade dice took his critical and his 1 hit out of there. So he wasn't going to hit him in the corner. It was very, very close. And I just kind of implemented this too. What you do is, instead of doing like this, you take this and go over the center of both ships, and if the corner is covered completely by any part of this, then it's the corner. If not, then it's the side. So it's up to you guys if you want to do that. I mean, or if you just want to get rid of the corners, but I think the corners is kind of cool. Kind of interesting little way to play. But anyway, so yeah, nothing happened. He fired everything he had with his main weapon here, because he didn't have a target lock, because his action was to re-enable his torpedoes. He fired everything, but everything hit to the right side. He evaded quite a few, I think he re-rolled. No, he took. Yeah, he re-rolled the battle stations and didn't do anything. So only one hit got through the evades, and we said when it hits the side of the shield, it got that bubble, and it doesn't do any damage to that shield, so it's absorbed by the bubble right there. So nothing happened. So that was pretty good on this guy. He's in a bad spot. He can't fire back, but we'll see what happens next round. Thanks. Oh, so interesting enough, both enterprises moved back 2. So they just went back 2, caused them both stress tokens. No problem there. The Enterprise special ship, even with a stress token, it doesn't matter. It ignores the stress. It says U.S. Enterprise can perform as an action listed on its action bar while it has an auxiliary power token. So it doesn't matter. He target locked this guy, freaked this guy the hell out. So he actually did an evade for his action. I was thinking of locking on to the Enterprise, but I figured, you know, he probably was like, screw this, because he can't fire on this Enterprise. He can fire on this Enterprise all day, but now this guy moved back, so he can't fire on him. So he's going to do an evade, because he's pretty vulnerable on that left side, if you haven't noticed. He's pretty. He probably should have moved his shield over there. I didn't even think of that. But it doesn't matter. We'll see what happens. And then he moved forward, and he got a target lock on the Enterprise. So this should be pretty interesting, because the Enterprise D is going to get attacked twice. Actually, right now he's going to get attacked because of, you know, right here, right in the side, right there, boom. So he still has that shield on the right side. So we'll see how strong this guy gets through. He doesn't have a target lock. He doesn't have his torpedoes ready either. So he's gonna have to fire with his little wimpy 3. But he is within 1, I think. Yeah. Yes, he's within 1. Base to base is within 1. So we'll see what happens there. He's gonna get 4 attack dice. So we'll see what happens. This is by far the craziest game I've played so far, because these shield things they're really mattering now with all these, with the whole game involved now. Before I only did like one-on-one with no special things, just the shields, so no target locks or anything like that. And the Enterprise is always lost every time, you know. So we'll see what happens here. This is very interesting. All right, eventful. The Vorcha fired at the Galaxy class and got totally shredded his shield here and got in for another hull. And then this guy fired and actually damaged I think he damaged another one of the shields. His last shield, so he's got no more shields left for that. And then only thing we did here, he fired on him, missed horribly with his 360. Totally, he had an evasive too, so he used that. And he fired, only damaged his last shield, so he just has a defensive screen in the aft end of the ship here. So yeah, I thought it'd be crazier than that, but I guess not. Alright, later. Okay. D got wasted. I probably should have did something different with my shields. He had no more shields, but he had 2 defensive screens. And instead of, what I did was I did a target lock on this guy, and I didn't even get to use it because he died before he got to use it. But I probably should have did something more defensive. I probably should have rearranged my defensive screens. That would have been my action. So yeah, yeah, it didn't work out that way. Ron Tracy did a great thing, which I'm gonna usually I would stop right now because it's 2 against 1, but I'm gonna continue with Ron Tracy because he's got Montgomery Scott on there, and he actually was able to repair a shield in the front there, and then he took a hit, and all it did was damage the shield, the same shield I just repaired. So that kept it off my hull, which is the name of the game, right? That's what you try to inch your way to do things. So, and I just tried to fire at this guy. His action was to rearrange his only defensive screen left, but he didn't. He completely missed, because when you repair the shield, you take down. It says right here, you can do two different things here. It says you can either disable 2 of your shields in order to gain +2 attack dice this round. I could have done that, but I didn't want to risk it. Or you can repair 1 shield token and reduce your total attack dice by 2 this round. So I decided to do that, and then so that's what I did. So that only gives me 1 attack die, but since I'm close, I got 2, and I just rolled, and they both came up blank. So I'm kind of upset about that. I was hoping I was gonna do some damage to this guy, but no, it didn't work out. So now I'm gonna play this out and see what Ron Tracy can deal with these 2 Klingons. If Ron Tracy takes out these 2 Klingons, oh my god, dude, he's gonna be my hero for a long time, because that would mean he would beat Captain Kirk, freaking Riker, Captain Pike. I mean, come on, dude. Like, really? All right. We'll see what happens, though. At least I hope he takes out 1 Klingon. If not both, that'd be great. But I don't see it happening. But we'll see. Exciting. Ron Tracy didn't take any more hull. This guy fired on him. He evaded. I think he evaded 1. And then, yeah, he took his shield. His front shield's gone, though. So, but no hull damage. So that was great for Ron Tracy there. That was a win. This guy couldn't shoot at all anywhere, so whatever. And then these guys both decided for their action to enable their photon torpedoes. So, and then Ron Tracy freaking damaged this guy 2 hulls and 2 criticals. So he actually hit him 3 times. The one took out his defensive screen that he had. That went away. And then the other 2 crits were hull shots. So that's 2 damage plus 2 structure damage. This guy is actually slow as hell now. So Ron Tracy decided to move 4 up. It wasn't a red remover, but it wasn't a green remover, so he still has auxiliary going on. Auxiliary power, right? So he moved here and he cloaked. So all his shields are down, disabled. Yeah, so now, let's see. Oh, and he moved only 2, a soft 2, and he rolled for his other crit. He got rid of it, so now he can at least move 3 again. So he can't go 4 right now. He's not very fast forward, so we'll see. Alright, so now, yeah, next round should be not too interesting, but oh, and Ron Tracy, since he's got an auxiliary power token and the Enterprise can do an action, he repaired. Actually, I might have did that wrong, because it says USS Enterprise can perform an action listed on its action bar. Okay, so I did that wrong, so I gotta change that now. So let me get rid of one of these shields. Because I use Montgomery Scott, but I can't use him, and he's not on the action bar, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have to do something else. I'll probably do a target lock. Yeah, since he was just cloaking, I'll target lock him. So that was my mistake. Let me see, target lock. Yep. So we'll just target lock the Klingon, the Borcha, before it cloaked. Now it's in fully cloak, but he's still got a target lock on him. There we go. Now we're legal. Alright, my bad. I fixed that right up. So, alright. Cool. See you next time. So, not too eventful. Ron Tracy just did a soft 1, cleared his auxiliary, and he was able to, well, he already did a target lock from before, but his action was to repair his shield with Montgomery Scott. So he did that, repaired his shield, got it back. Which, by the way, I'm going to say right now, just to, because it's the first time I actually had to do this. If you can decide what you want to do when it comes to like when repairing your shields. It makes more sense to bring your whole shield back with your defensive screen. Okay, he's actually repairing it. Okay. If a shield's damaged, you can bring that one back, but why, right? I mean, this is to me logically is, yeah, okay, this shield is damaged, and that's, you know, it's not good, but I'm bringing back my defensive screen and a shield. Now, in this case, if I had another shield, which I don't, of course I'm going to repair this shield, right? Of course. But it'd be dumb to repair this shield to make it blue without bringing your other shield back with the defensive screen. So that's what I decided to do, and that's what, you know, obviously the game is just, you know, repairing the shields, you know, is just these tokens. So the game doesn't have the mechanic where this is a deflector screen or defensive screen. So yeah, it just makes more sense to bring your shields back, like as a whole defensive screen and shield together, than just to repair this one. Obviously the next step would be to, hey, repair this one shield, which he may do. He's probably gonna do, and then next action I may go into an attack formation and reconfigure my shield. So we'll see what happens. This is interesting as hell, though. I can't believe this is going on this long, and just the Enterprise is just barely hanging on, and it's like the show, man. It's it's Scotty, repair my shields as quick as possible. It's freaking awesome. So anyways, I'll be back. Ron Tracy, not good at all, folks. Oh man, it was good for this guy. He didn't get anything in there, in that frontal shield there. But our freaking Vorcha guy right here got into the corner. Remember I said if you go center to center, and it covers that corner. So yeah, it's really shitty, man, because it went through the bubble and then damaged the shield again, but then it hit 2 more hull. So that's not good. He's only got 1 hull left. Oh, either he needs to reconfigure his shields or repair some more shields or something. I don't know, man. Too bad I couldn't repair a hull, but I can't. So, and oh, I did make a mistake on the agility thing. I was reading the book earlier, and what they mean by these criticals, it didn't affect the game at all. I mean, okay, so he moved weird, but he didn't even get fired on, so it doesn't matter. The agility is this green number over here. I didn't realize that. I thought that was like evade, because the evade dice, you know. But I think I could be wrong on this. X-Wing might say evade. Star Trek might say agility. I don't remember. Either way, so what they're saying is when you have one of these cards, it reduces it by 1. Well, he only has 1, so it'll go to 0, and you can't go below 0. So these, he wouldn't be able to roll any evade dice at all, according to, you know, that, unless he was far away. His agility would be 2, right? But then if it's 0, then it's only going to be 1, so whatever. Either way, I learned something that I didn't know about these critical hits, so it didn't affect the game, so we're good. So now the next round is going to be pretty interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, if he's going to try to reconfigure his shields in a way so that he has maximum defense. We're going to see what's going to happen. But what's cool about this is he doesn't have any shields or defensive screens, and he's only got 1 hull left. So if I can get a shot off and get him out of the way, I should be okay. But this guy's the major threat. This freaking Vorcha, man. Oh, I forgot to re-enable his shields because he came out of cloak. This Vorcha is just so devastating, man. It's just, ugh. Alright. So, alright, I'll be back. Everybody knows Ron Tracy's on a suicide mission. The Klingons are kind of scared of him right now because he's desperate. So he just zoomed and did a 4, and he repaired his other shield on the right side with Scott. So he can only fire 1 attack dice right now, normally. So we'll see if he survives, though. So then this guy moved up 1. He recharged his photon torpedoes. He doesn't have a lock, though, but this guy locked on his. He was scared. He did a soft 3. He didn't want to collide with him, so he went around. Did a soft 3. And yeah, so now it's going to be, he can't fire, so it's going to be his turn to fire. So we'll see if Ron Tracy survives the onslaught of this freaking Klingon. So we'll see. Interesting, before Ron Tracy survived again. He didn't take another hole because he'd be dead if he did. He took a full barrage of torpedoes. That's, you know, 6, or not torpedoes, I'm sorry, of his phasers at close range. So it's 6 attack dice. He only had 1 evade, but all he did was damage his shield there. That was it. So yeah, man. And then he actually did a hull damage back to the Klingon. They're now deciding to respect this guy because what the heck, he should be totally dead right now, but he's not. So yeah, and this guy obviously couldn't do anything, couldn't fire or anything, so he's there. So next is movement phase. All right, this is getting crazy again. It's just crazy, man. I can't believe this guy's lasted this long. Even if he doesn't live, he's lasted the longest of anybody, I think. So yeah. Okay. Ron Tracy did a 4. Zip. Get the hell out of there, right? He might do another 4, I don't know. He's trying to do something here. He's trying to repair his shields and reconfigure the Enterprise or whatever. We'll see what happens for battle here. He did a hard 3, so he already had a target lock. He didn't do anything. He can't repair his shields or do anything else. So he's just there. He can't even cloak. So yeah, he's pretty limited what he can do. He could do a battle stations, but Ron Tracy is no threat to him right now. Ron Tracy is getting the hell out of Dodge right now. And he did a hard 3 or hard 2, I think. And then he did a target lock. So Ron Tracy has 2 target locks on him right now, with photon torpedoes ready to fire. So he's really got to get out, kind of reconfigure and reconvene and come back into the fight, or he may just escape. I haven't decided that yet, because if you get off the board, basically retreat or you escape to fight another day. So if he does retreat, he's tied with no, he's not tied. If he does escape, because the Vulcan craft tried to escape too, but he got killed, if you remember on one of the videos. Actually, it wasn't one of the videos, it was one of the playthroughs I did, and I recorded, but I didn't put it up. But yeah, there was a Vulcan ship here. He was trying to escape and he didn't get a chance. He got blown out of the water, or blown out of the sky. So Ron Tracy may decide to do that. He may say, screw this, I'm heading to Starbase, whatever, Alpha, whatever. Go back to Alpha Centauri or whatever the hell he's going to do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So Ron Tracy's getting the hell out of here. He's scooting away. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to have him get the hell out of Dodge or off the map, or if he's going to turn and fight. I haven't decided yet. But he is kind of a suicide crazy bastard. But anyways, he did repair a shield with Montgomery Scott again, so that just reduces his attacking ability, which he can't attack anybody right now, down to 2. So he's basically diverting the power and the energy into repair. So all his shields are repaired right now. So which is kind of cool. I've never had that happen before. Okay, so back to the Klingon ship, the Vorcha, which I knew this was going to come up, but I didn't. I may not mention this. But since this new rule or this new way of playing I've been doing, it hasn't come up yet, but now it has. These shields are disabled now for the cloaking, right? Well, how do you determine, like, when you start bringing the shields down for disabling? How do you know if they're disabled? Whoops. Or if they're actually a defensive screen? So what I did was I just moved the side that has just a defensive screen to the inside of this card. That's just symbolizing that it's on that side. It's a defensive screen. It's not giving the cloak to the outside, because he has 2 shields right now and a damaged defensive screen. So that's what I did. I said, hey, what the hell, you know? It seems to work. We'll see how good it goes, and that way you can just keep track of, hey, you know, I mean, obviously there's some honesty in this. If someone does play this way, that maybe there's a better way to do it. Maybe they'll even make a different symbol for defensive screens than shields. That'd be kind of cool. But for now, we're just gonna do that, and that way he still has 2 shields, but they're now disabled for his cloaking, and his one defensive screen is still defending on that right side. So, and these are defensive screens too, but they're also shields they're just disabled shields right now. So they still act as defensive screens when something comes in and it attacks them, and that just knocks out the shield ability. So, which that might be something that happens too. Is what if he's cloaked and all his defensive screens go down because they can get damaged, where when you play in the other game it all goes to hull. So I don't know, that would be kind of interesting if you damaged all his defensive screens. Is he now still cloaked, or it's interesting. It's like, it hasn't come up yet, but we'll see if it does. So anyways, I'll be right back, see how this goes. If Ron Tracy retreats, I'll give him a thumbs up if he gets out of there alive, or if he takes down one of these guys, or both of them. That would be amazing, but we'll see. Total annihilation of Ron Tracy's rear shields and defensive screen with the photon torpedo shot from hell. He was within range 3, rolled his 6 dice. He was able to re-roll, because he can re-roll when attacking. You may re-roll 1 battle station. He rolled a battle station, and that gave him another hit. But he had a critical. I think he had 2 criticals actually. It doesn't matter. What? No, he might not have 2 criticals, but either way, he basically got hit with the bubble that took out the first shot. Didn't damage the shield. The next, yeah, it was 2 crits actually. The next crit came in and totally obliterated the shield and the defensive screen all in one hit. And then the other critical went into the hull and just annihilated him. So I'm sorry, Ron Tracy, but you did a valiant effort. You lasted the longest out of anyone, but Scotty couldn't keep your he kept your shields up actually, but that is just, I can't believe that devastating hit, man. And the criticals, like I said, they just shred shields like they're nothing. So you get hit with 2 criticals. That's what happened. He got hit with 2 criticals, okay? So he had a critical like this. Okay, I may change that rule, but I don't know. It's devastating as hell, but I may not. We'll see. So basically, because it can work the other way too. It can work in the other person's favor. So basically, he took out. Okay, sorry. So the first hit came in and was absorbed by the bubble. Okay, well, I'm gonna put this back like this. Sorry. First one was absorbed by the bubble because it hit right on the aft end right there. So that one, boom, gone, right? Absorbed it. The next critical came in and just devastated, because it's worth 2 hits. Just devastated his shield and defensive screen down. And that next critical came in and just, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be a critical, but either way, it was punching through that aft shield. So what an amazing, valiant effort, though. I'm going to give it to Ron Tracy for lasting as long as he did. I still think that, oh man, if a couple other decisions I made, if I didn't have too many hull, or if I decided to run sooner than I did, I may have survived. And then the Enterprise just got stuck over here, and yeah, got obliterated too. But man, and I could be doing this all wrong. I mean, this isn't a very big space, and these Klingon ships could be dominating because there's just not enough space for the Enterprise to move around and use their speed. So if you guys want, you can comment on that. And it could be me. I may play on a different area, maybe on the floor, or actually get a map and lay it out. Maybe a 3x3 or a 3x6 I might order and get, and actually see and play this out again without the rules. I may do the normal rules, see if I can turn the tides, or if you guys suggest, hey, put everything on one ship and just have the other ship as like a scout or like a distractor. I don't know, man. But this new way of playing was, I thought for sure it would take less time, but it took way longer because Montgomery Scott kept repeating those, or kept repairing those shields, and the corner shots too. Like, if you're not paying attention, if someone sneaks in the corner, which that's what happened over here, that's the only hole he had, was he actually got hit in the corner. So it took out, his one shield, and he still had a deflector on there, but then it got through and got to his corner and actually hit his hull. So you gotta watch that. You gotta kind of like plan it out. And I may change that rule, I may not. But to me, it gives you that extra three-dimensional, hey, let me switch my shields because I think my corner's gonna be exposed, or obviously the corner is a narrow spot of punching through, but once you punch through in that corner, if you're not protected, it goes right through, man, right through your shields and just nails you. So anyways, I've talked enough. What a great battle. Love this game. Love how you can just change things around, and I would never expect Ron Tracy to... I thought for sure that the Tiny Prize would be the first one to get obliterated, but no, it didn't work out that way. And anyways, the Klingons win again. I've lost count after 4 times in a row. I think they're up to 5 or 6 now. So I may switch it up. I may even switch teams. Like I may put one of these Klingon ships with maybe one of the Enterprises, and then the Tiny Prize with the Vorcha. I don't know. Maybe we'll do like a crossover battle or something. But anyways, have a nice day, and thanks for watching.